Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. If you've ever heard about Python but weren't quite sure what it really is and why is it so popular, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'll walk you through what Python is and what makes it unique and why it might be the perfect programming language for you to learn. Let's get started. Python is a high-level interpreted programming language created in 1991, so it was released more than 30 years ago. It was designed to be simple, readable, and powerful with a clean syntax that's easy to learn, even for beginners. Think of Python as a tool that lets you tell your computer what to do using almost English. For example, if you want to print something in the output, simply you write down print, and then inside parentheses you write down number 10, for example. And this way you're going to run your code and number 10 is going to be printed in the output. This is very easy syntax as compared to other programming languages. That's a complete working program in Python, for example, in just one line. It doesn't require complex syntax, which makes it hard to understand for beginners, which makes it hard for beginners to learn these hard syntaxes. So now that we discussed about what is Python, we would like to know why is Python so popular. So Python has exploded in popularity over the last decade, and for good reason. Let me give you a few key reasons. The first one is readability, as we discussed just now. So Python code looks clean and elegant. It's mostly like you're typing things in English. Secondly, community support. Millions of developers use it, meaning tons of tutorials, libraries, and help out there online. So you can learn from many people online. If you search through Google, YouTube, etc., you will find tons of tutorials. So it's easy to learn it because there are many sources out there for you to learn it. Third, versatility. You can use Python for almost anything. Anything that you want to do, you can probably use Python to do it. For example, if you want to do web development, Python is a good choice for you. If you're interested in data science, Python is also a good choice for you. If you want to dive deep into machine learning and deep learning concepts, Python is there for you again. You can choose Python to go for automation, game development, even controlling robots. So it is truly a write once, use everywhere language. So it's a very, very popular language, and this is the key reason why. And now we would like to know what can you do with Python, in fact. Depending on what you want to do, Python might be a good choice for you. So let's go over some real-world things you can do with Python. For example, you can have web development with frameworks in Python like Flask, or Django. Data analysis using Pandas and NumPy library. These are all defined there in Python. The libraries are prepared there. You just need to call them. For example, if you want to work in a data science field, simply you can use the import keyword and then import the Pandas library, and then you're going to be able to use Pandas library framework for your code. So things are already defined there, so you just need to import them, as for example. Now we can also use Python for machine learning with TensorFlow or scikit-learn libraries. We can have web scraping using Beautiful Soup. We can have automation, boring tasks like renaming files or scraping data from websites. We can have the game development with Pygame library and much more things to do with Python. So Python is like a Swiss army knife. Once you learn the basics, you can apply it almost anywhere. Now, let's compare Python with other programming languages. So how does Python compare to other languages like Java, C++, or JavaScript? For example, compared to C++ or Java, Python is slower, but much easier to write and debug. It's great for rapid prototyping. Compared to JavaScript dominates web frontend, while Python is stronger in data and backend tasks. Or if you want to compare Python with our programming language, Python is more versatile and integrates better with web applications and production code. So if you want a language that is easy to start with, but also powerful enough to grow with you, Python is the smart choice. Now, who uses Python, or who uses Python generally? Python is used by some of the biggest tech companies in the world, like Google. Google uses Python for AI and internal tools. Instagram and Spotify use Python for backend services. Netflix uses Python for recommendation engines, and NASA even uses it for scientific research and data analysis. So it's also taught in schools and universities around the world, often as the first language because of its simplicity. And how does it work? So how does Python work? Python is an interpreted language. That means that you don't compile the code before running it. Instead, Python interpreter reads and executes the code line by line. It's dynamically typed, meaning that you don't have to define variable types explicitly. For example, if I want to give you an example, I simply write down x equals 10. This means that I defined a variable called x and number 10 is assigned to it. So it's an integer variable, but I didn't mention it to the compiler. So in C++ or in Java, we need to have int, meaning that integer, before the name of the variable. But here, the compiler understands it itself. So you don't have to mention it. Or if I want to give you another example, for example, my variable called y equals a string. And Reza is my string that is assigned to variable y. But I didn't mention to the compiler that, okay, treat y as a string and treat x as an integer. It can understand it itself. So it's very good because it's dynamically typed, meaning that we don't have to define variable types explicitly. That makes it flexible, but also means you need to be careful when working with different data types as well. And if we want to have some conclusion over the Python, we can summarize it as follows. Python is simple, readable, and incredibly versatile. It's great for beginners and powerful enough for professionals. It's being used in AI, data science, web development, and more. If you're just starting out, Python is a fantastic language to learn. Thank you for watching.